Congratulations on buying the machine that I believe is one of the best pieces of home fitness equipment on the market today, the Bowflex Revolution. Hi, I'm Tom Purvis. I'm a registered physical therapist and a professional trainer. I also teach trainers, therapists, and other medical professionals the science of movement and proper exercise in seminars all over the country. Today I'm going to introduce you to the Bowflex Revolution and show you how to get the most out of your workouts with this great new product. Knowing how to maximize your results on the Bowflex Revolution is key, not only to the success of your exercise program over the next few weeks, but more importantly, it can help you develop a healthy lifestyle that you can maintain for the rest of your life. Before you begin any exercise program, please consult your physician. Only he or she can determine if it's safe for you to begin exercising. If you haven't worked out for a long time, you may need some guidance or even medical supervision to safely start an exercise program. So please, don't take my words of caution lightly. When initially setting up your Revolution, one of the most important things to consider is space. You need a spot where you can have unrestricted movement for all the exercises you want to do. That means you'll need a minimum of a 7 by 10 foot area and probably a little bit larger just to feel comfortable as you move from exercise to exercise. For safety's sake, place your machine away from high traffic areas and be sure to keep children away from the machine during your workouts. Regarding ongoing maintenance, though we craft each Bowflex Revolution under high quality control standards, making sure your machine remains in good working condition is ultimately up to you. That means you should do a proper inspection before you start any workout on the Revolution. Check all fasteners, snap hooks, ropes, and attachments to make sure they're working properly. And at least once a year, it would be a good idea to inspect the components inside the Revolution. For more information on how to conduct that inspection, please refer to your owner's manual. If you note any loosening or wear, do not use your machine. First, try to tighten or adjust anything that seems loose. If you have any trouble, contact our customer service department immediately. Now let's go through the Bowflex Revolution top to bottom and point out features, highlights, and safety tips. The Bowflex Revolution features the ingenious, patented SpiralFlex technology. The Revolution's muscle-building resistance comes in the form of these cleverly designed plates, each constructed with a heavy-duty elastic strap inside the plate. When you perform an exercise, these SpiralFlex plates rotate around the center, stretching the elastic strap and creating resistance. Now, these plates, combined with the mechanism inside the machine, create constant resistance throughout the entire range of motion. That gives you a more consistent gym quality experience, which means your muscles get a better workout and faster results. These plates look very much like free weight plates and are assigned a pound rating based on their resistance, including 5, 10, 20, and 40-pound plates. But here's the great thing about the SpiralFlex plates. This disc creates the same resistance as a 5-pound weight. And this disc creates the same resistance as a 40-pound weight. But check it out. In reality, they actually weigh almost the same, just a few pounds. That's the beauty of SpiralFlex technology. The real power of the workout is in the resistance, not the weight. And that means you can quickly and easily stack these lightweight plates onto the Revolution, just like free weights, and get a great workout. With a standard Revolution package, you get up to 220 pounds of resistance for any exercise. Plus, there's an 80-pound upgrade that lets you top out at 300 pounds of resistance. Think about it. You can get up to 300 pounds of resistance, but the real actual weight of the SpiralFlex plates is just a fraction of that. And even more amazing is the design of the leg press that turns 300 pounds into 600 pounds. And one other cool thing about this technology, astronauts in the International Space Station use it to stay in shape. Why? In space, there's zero gravity, so free weights or similar devices weigh nothing, which would make them virtually useless. So, to prevent muscle atrophy, astronauts work out on machines using a resistance technology similar to that in the Bowflex Revolution. Now let's take a look at just a few critical factors in the use of your SpiralFlex plates. First of all, become familiar with them and realize there's a number labeled on both sides. This one is a number 5. But only on the outside of the plate is there also an arrow, an indicator pointing counterclockwise. You'll also notice the outside of the plate is indicated with the Bowflex logo on the plate itself. So it is that arrow that indicates the outside of the plate, and that's the way it will need to slide onto the machine every time in order to engage. In order to slide on the machine, take a look at the rod and the hexagonal hole in the center of the plate. This 6-sided hole has one side with a slight arch to it. It's a little bit different than the other 5. The rod is the same way. So you'll need to align those similar parts of the hole in the rod so it fits together kind of like a key in a lock. Then you can easily slide the plate on all the way. Now, here's the key to actually engaging the resistance. Each plate has a 6-point locking mechanism on both sides. So, in order to engage this plate and make it work for you, turn the plate counterclockwise the way the arrow indicates, and as you turn it, push it all the way on. The top of the plate, the bottom of the plate, the sides of the plate, make sure they're all the way on, and then allow it to rotate back clockwise. Now check to make sure that the locking mechanism was secured top, bottom, and sides. And right there, that 5-pound plate is engaged and is going to offer you an additional 5 pounds of resistance when you pull in the rope and the handle. To disengage the plate and take it off, you'll need to again turn counterclockwise and try to pull outward. Now, as you turn counterclockwise, it does create a little tension within the SpiralFlex technology, and that's going to create a little friction on the rod. So when you turn it to get it off, just take your time and pull slowly, and once the locking mechanism is far enough away from the previous plate, you can easily slide the plate off. Now remember, take a look at the number, because you can add any combination of plates to get the resistance you want. Make sure you do the same thing on each side if you want a symmetrical resistance. The Bowflex Revolution also features these adjustable arms, which have 10 different settings within a 170-degree range of motion up and down. To utilize the arm, grab it at the end so you can control its motion. Depress the lever that will unlock the locking pin. Now you can slowly move it all the way down or all the way up for a variety of exercises. Keep the locking pin or lever released while you're moving the arm. Then when it's time to position it, let go of the lever and listen and feel for the locking pin to reinsert before you let go of the arm itself. At the end of this lever, the red lever, there is a window with a number that will indicate the position that the arm is locked in. Now, the swivel joint at the end of each arm provides a full range of motion, allowing you to perform virtually any exercise for any muscle group. And that includes exercises normally done from a lat tower, like lat pulls or tricep extensions. Instead of steel cable, inside of the arms are ropes made of the same material used in bulletproof vests. They are more supple and create less friction, which results in smoother movements. The Revolution has 5 different seat positions. Take a look. The first one you'll notice is just the base seat by itself, with nothing attached to it. And important to this is this red lever, because right here is the lever that unlocks the seat so it can roll. If you pull the lever and turn it 90 degrees, you see the free sliding seat that's used for rowing exercises, leg press exercises, even calf exercises. Now, if we bring this lever back up, parallel to the ground, you're going to hear and feel that it locks into one of the variety of holes along the side of the main rail right here. The different holes are used very specifically for different exercises. So right now I'm going to lock this seat far forward towards the leg part of the machine. And I'd like to show you the main bench. Take a look at these little prongs or U-shaped brackets on the end of the bench. Those are critical for creating the pivot and hinge for the bench. Take these prongs and slide them over the main bolt that's sticking out from the sides. You can lay it right down on the rail. Now that's just the first flat position for many exercises. We can also grab the end of the bench down here, lift up, pull the pin to allow the seat to slide, and you can let it go and feel it connect into the middle hole that was in the rail. And look right back here. We've got two little hooks that are going to hold this bar on the back of the bench. Make sure it goes right into the position there and is secured side to side. And now you've got an incline position that's going to be used for very, very, very many exercises on the Revolution. Now, we've got another one for you, and this is brand new to Bowflex home gyms. This is an alternate seat back. And you'll notice on this, there's a little V-shaped groove at the bottom of each side and a locking groove at the top. So watch carefully. We're going to slide this all the way through the sliding seat until you feel it seat all the way at the bottom and then lock back. This is a great seat to use for the leg presses and a variety of other exercises, including abdominal exercises and low back exercises, because we can take this seat, put it on the other side, and wait till you see what we do with this. The Revolution sliding seat and removable foot plate create the best leg press I've ever seen on a home gym. And a big plus about doing leg presses is many people actually find it easier on the backs and knees than a squat. So you get the benefits of a squat, but you don't get the stress on your joints. The Revolution also features a 2-to-1 resistance ratio for the leg press. Now that means that it doubles the Revolution's resistance, which means you get the equivalent of up to 440 pounds with the standard package and up to 600 pounds with the upgrade package. To set up the leg press, start by moving the adjustable arm. We're going to take it all the way to the bottom. And next, take a look at the ropes that are required for doubling the resistance and hooking up the resistance to your leg press sliding seat. If they're currently wrapped around as they should be, up out of the way, you'll need to let them hang. And notice that one comes off of the front side of a pulley that's underneath the seat, and one comes off the back side. Now, to hook this up, it's a good idea to go ahead, release the seat, turn it 90 degrees so that the seat will slide freely. And notice we've already got one side hooked up to save me a little time. But now you can easily hook up the resistance, the snap hook in the adjustable arm, without having to worry about the tension that's already in it, and then take the other end of this doubling system and hook it up to the snap hook that should be associated with this adjustable mechanism on the bottom rail. Now, just two things left. First, the foot plate. Notice the two hooks right here that will secure the foot plate and the post across the top of the foot plate. Make sure that the post rests securely in both hooks, and then you're going to feel that it's really snug as you put it into position on the vertical frame. So take the time to put it all the way down there. You want it to be snug. Finally, take a look at the seat back. We talked about how to put that on all the way down on the bottom post, lock back on the top post. And there's only one more thing you're going to have to check besides finding out what resistance you're going to use, and that is your range of motion. Now, this sliding mechanism on the bottom is what determines your starting position, or in other words, your range of motion. And the further back that I position it, the less depth or range I'm going to have to my leg press. If someone has shorter legs, or they prefer going really deep in their leg press because they're more advanced, while on the seat, just slide that bottom mechanism up, and now you have a deep leg press. Just one more thing that is almost as important as setting up the leg press, and that is taking it apart. For the most part, the mechanism is just the exact opposite, but one thing I want you to do for sure, once you release the snap hooks from the rope that's part of this doubling mechanism, please do not just let these ropes dangle. Sometimes they can get stepped on, they can get caught on other pieces of equipment, or they can become entangled during other exercises. So cross them over, bring them up, and hook them through these handy little slots right here at the top, and then you'll have a safe piece of equipment for every other exercise as well. The Bowflex Revolution comes standard with an attached leg developer, which lets you do gym quality exercises to develop both the front and back of your legs. To set this up, you're going to remove the long rope that's been hidden inside of this lower rail in the machine. Take each rope out one at a time because the ends of these probably will not fit through this little hole at the same time. I've already got the other one out and secured. If it's not fastened already, fasten this end or secure this eye around the hook on the end of the leg developer. If you're manipulating both of these ropes at the same time, make sure they don't get crossed in the process of running them to the back of the machine, otherwise movement will be impaired. Notice the adjustable arm is in the bottom position, and we're just going to hook the resistance up to the snap hook. Now, a couple choices to make relative to whether you're doing leg extensions or leg curls. For the leg extension, these pads will go under the thighs and should be rotated forward. This pad that's going to go near your ankle, you have two choices, an upper and lower setting. And you'll make that decision when you put the machine together and put the bar through the middle. You'll choose one of those two. You can also make that decision based upon comfort, based upon various knee issues, and some people have obviously longer and shorter legs. So anyway, there's the next thing you have to decide. And finally, after that, this mechanism near the axis up here allows you to adjust the starting position. There may be some of you who need to work through very short ranges, either because of arthritis or discomfort, a variety of reasons. So this is a great little tool allowing you to experience starting the exercise at different ranges. For the leg curl, there's a couple other things you need to consider. Number one, this arm needs to be in one of the upper positions. In this position, if you were lying face down, doing a leg curl, where your legs would be underneath here, knees on top, feet underneath, you could start in this position, which wouldn't require very much bend, or this position, or even one further down. So pretty much two or three settings up near the top. The only other thing you need to check is the position of the bench. Notice I've got the main bench on here because you're going to lie face down on top of it, but also you want to adjust it away from the maximum setting towards the leg developer. That allows you to rotate these pads without hitting the seat. And that's going to be the final step in setting up your leg curl. The Preacher Curl Pad is another easy-to-use accessory that comes with the Bowflex Revolution and will help you get fast results on your upper arms. The pad itself has several holes in the back side that will correspond with a locking pin and a telescopic position of the pole right down into place like that. So you can adjust the height later. And we'll talk about the height when we actually discuss the exercises themselves. You have a curl bar. This curl bar will attach to one of this series of D-rings on the webbing that you'll attach to the pad bar for your leg extension and leg curl. We'll discuss how to decide where to adjust these things also during the course of the exercise instruction. The last thing you'll need to do for a starting position is determine which of the settings will be required using the mechanism to adjust the range of the leg developer itself. We'll also discuss things like range of motion for the exercises when we discuss those. The only other thing you'll need to do is connect the resistance in the same exact way that you did for the leg exercises themselves, the leg extension and the leg curl. If you haven't verified that part yet, take a look at that section on the DVD. The Bowflex Revolution hand grips are designed with two D-rings, one located at the middle and one at the end of the strap. This design lets you adjust the length of the grips to better fit your body. For instance, if you have long arms, you'll probably want to attach the ropes to the ring closest to the hand grip. If you have shorter arms, attach the rope to the second ring. Experiment with the placement and see which works best for you on each exercise. Also note that because of the webbing design, you can rotate your hands from a horizontal grip to a vertical or hammer grip for maximum stability and comfort. The Bowflex Revolution also features a 5-point foot harness, which gives you the ability to do an amazing number of variations on leg exercises. To attach the foot harness, Lay it on the floor so the entire plastic plate and stitching are visible. Undo the hook and loop closure and make sure the small webbing loop is at the top towards your toe and the large heel loop is at the back. Put your foot on top of the plastic plate and pull the toe loop over the ball of your foot. Using both hands, cinch both toe buckles by pulling the loose ends outward. Take the hook and loop closure, secure it around the midfoot, and finally, cinch both heel buckles by pulling the loose ends forward. To perform leg exercises, attach the ropes to any of the foot harness D-rings or the loop under the ball of the foot. To remove the foot harness, simply lift up on the outside of each buckle. When not in use, you can reduce the space that your Revolution occupies by both folding and rolling the machine to a different point in the room. Now to do that, you need to take the bench off of the seat and set it aside. Make sure the sliding seat is locked in any of the holes available in the sliding rail. Come around to the end where the leg developer is, and as you bend down, you'll notice there's a handle, as well as a red locking pin. So grab the handle with one hand, pull the locking pin with the other, and slowly, carefully lift up. And once you move a little bit, you can release the locking pin and put both hands on the handle. Keep raising until you hear this locking pin engage again. That will secure the whole machine upright. But make sure this is locked really well, and I'll tell you what, you still probably wouldn't want any children playing around underneath this thing, tugging on it or climbing on it, because if this was to disengage for any reason, well, this is a considerable amount of weight and would cause considerable injury if it came down without someone hanging onto it and controlling it. But from this position, obviously we occupy much less space, but you can also come around behind the machine. You'll notice another handle, and lifting on this handle will tip the machine and engage the wheels that are on the front of the platform. But this machine is substantial. There's a lot of weight here. So make sure that you're capable of lifting this amount of weight by not just jerking on it, but slowly lifting correctly. Come down and grab the handle with both hands, keeping your back flat, your legs bent, and slowly lift straight up. And you'll see that the machine rolls pretty easily, but it's still considerable weight, so be real careful. And as you set it back down, make sure that your toes are out of the way from that brace or that leg that's down here at the bottom. Now when you're ready to use your machine again, it's simple to bring it back down into place. Just again, pull out on this locking pin after you push up slightly. That'll take the weight off of the locking pin. Control it with the handle. Once you move a little bit, you can release the pin, put both hands back down on the handle, lower it safely with your back in a good position, and you'll hear it lock into place again. Then you're ready for use. As I said earlier, and I can't stress this enough, please consult your physician before beginning any exercise program. When you're ready to start, read through the Revolution's training manual and watch the instructional portion of this program for proper form and use of your machine. Overall, your Bowflex Revolution requires very little maintenance. To keep it in top condition, check all fasteners, pulleys, ropes, and other visibly moving parts before each workout and tighten them as needed. Also, you should look for any wear and tear during your inspections. If you find any possible problem, stop using your Bowflex Revolution and call our customer service department. We talked a little earlier about how the Revolution uses SpiralFlex plates, each with a built-in elastic strap, to create resistance. But before you get too concerned about how much resistance you should be using, first take the time to learn the proper exercise movements. The most common mistake I see people make is jumping into an exercise program unprepared. Take as long as you need to actually learn how to control the movement in each exercise. Once you have the proper form, then you can start working on getting the right resistance. And that will depend upon your current activity level and how well you learn the proper movements. The key thing is start light. You should feel only minimal challenge in the beginning. Let your muscles adapt to the new stress you're putting on them. Over the course of the next few workouts, you can slowly add resistance until you fatigue at your desired repetition range. So, if your goal is to do 10 repetitions, you're going to slowly work your way up until you find the weight that allows you to do 10 perfect repetitions, but not 11. When you can do more than 10 perfect repetitions, then you can add a little more resistance and work your way back up to 10 reps again. Another important note on choosing resistance. If you're used to free weights, gym machines, other home gyms, even other Bowflex home gyms, this resistance will be different. Unlike weight, which is affected by momentum, or power rods, which increase in resistance as they bend, SpiralFlex technology offers the resistance indicated on the plate throughout the entire range. Please do not assume that what you could do on any other device will be appropriate on the Revolution. Start from scratch with every exercise. Before beginning any exercise program, consult your physician or health professional. Only he or she can determine the exercise program that is appropriate for your particular age and condition. If you experience any lightheadedness, dizziness, or shortness of breath while exercising, stop the exercise and consult your physician. We'd like to thank you for purchasing your Bowflex Revolution, and we hope you'll enjoy it for many years to come. For more information on how you can get the most out of your new Revolution, check out our lineup of books, videos, and personal training software at bowflex.com. And one final reminder, as important as resistance training is, it's only part of your overall lifestyle. You should also pay attention to things like proper diet, getting enough sleep, and controlling stress. All of those things, as well as exercise, are essential if you want to improve the quality of your life for a healthier and happier tomorrow. I'm Tom Purvis. Thanks for watching.